Headphones.
You're clear, baby.
Ready for liftoff.
Oh man, can you imagine being like the person?
Pilot?
No. The one that's telling the pilot to like go.
Air traffic control.
Ah,
High risk, low reward.
how much do they get paid? I'm gonna look it up.
Okay.
Air traffic control salary.
It's so risky.
Have you ever
Watch Breaking Bad?
What? Who's an air traffic control person there? Okay, you will not believe. Okay, actually, median is pretty decent.
What are we looking at?
So the median is 132,000 a year.
Right, but like what? At what cost? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it ranges from 41,000 to 279,000.
That is too much of a range.
That's a huge range.
Right.
That's like the range of job.
Like in life.
Yeah.
You could make between 40 and $1 million.
Okay, here you go. Air traffic controller in Chicago, Illinois, 53,000 to 85,000 a year. 85,000, and you're telling me I control the skies, and you're giving me 85,000 for that?
What's the name of somebody? What's like the captain name of the skies?
Roger. No, that's actually would be very confusing. That's a really bad plan.
Roger that.
Roger, Roger, Mr. Roger.
We're back.
And deader than ever.
I'm Tamara.
I'm Kelly.
And this is
Ghoul
Beans. That was kind of sexy,
It
honestly. That was one of the better
sexy little
ones.
bean.
How are you?
I'm good. I can say that genuinely for the first time in months.
Wow.
Yeah, I am feeling good. I would say like not a lot of stuff has changed.
But your outlook.
Yeah, I'm on the up and up, and I've just been getting a lot done.
You know that would you pick the bear thing?
Yeah.
Of course.
If anyone knows, or doesn't know, there's a trend or was a trend that
Would you rather
ask
be
alone in the woods with a bear or a man, and every woman without a doubt ever has said bear, because the worst thing a bear can do is kill you.
and it probably won't unless you provoke it.
Right, whereas a man is going to do whatever the hell he wants.
Hunt me down and never let me sleep, and probably
Yeah.
could skin me and wear me like a suit.
Right.
Amongst other things.
Probably just like, honestly, like, that's one of the better options, I feel.
Like that the bear won't film it and send it to his friends.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. The bear's not going to torture me just so that he feels superior.
Yeah. Or sick.
Yeah.
Or just like string you alive in his basement.
Yeah.
So and the argument is also that the bear is somehow also a boy bear. What if it's a girl bear?
Even if it's a boy bear, it's still better.
Yeah. I'm telling you, enough. This is a very much we're picking the bear podcast. And if
Yeah.
you feel offended by that, goodbye.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I've been checking, and our listeners are going up. We don't need the ones
Farewell.
that don't enjoy the bear. Have you seen the bear?
the new season, no.
I haven't seen the new season yet.
But I
either.
have seen both of the other seasons.
They're good.
Are you team that white lady and Carmi?
No.
I fucking hate her.
Thank you.
She gives major pick me vibes.
She is. She also gives like stalker vibes.
I feel like she sings in cursive. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And I was talking with Matt, and he was like, I don't like this because it's taking away from the good parts of the show. Like, I don't want him to
They're
be
forcing me to watch this.
Yeah, they're wasting my time. I'd rather watch them cook.
And his lore, honestly.
Yeah.
Like the family
man.
dysfunction.
Yeah.
That was hard to sit there, to be quite honest.
That was a really long episode.
That was really intense. And I bet you for a lot of people it was triggering.
It was. I was talking to someone, I can't remember who, but they were like, seriously, like that was real life for, oh my God, I can't imagine.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I was like, it's not like that I that I'm like specifically against her. I just like think this is a waste of time for this show.
I'm against her, and it's a waste of time.
At the beginning, I was like, I hope this doesn't like
Turn
become
into
a
something.
storyline. And like I was so excited when he like left that when she heard him. I was like, good, get the fuck out.
Me too. I was like, finally, they found a way to write her out.
Yes, and I hope they keep it.
I don't know if they do.
It's gonna be compelling. Because that's the thing, guys. Like, I feel like you don't need love. Okay, wait. Let me back it up, roll.
No, but you don't.
It doesn't have to be a love story. Like, his passion, his inspiration, his everything is being a chef. And
because of his brother's legacy.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there's like a very karmic, like intent. His name's Karmi. Like there's symbolism in everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And honestly, and you can feel a way about it.
Yeah.
You might feel just differently.
Yeah.
I see the slow burn with Sid.
Oh, me too, in real life. You saw that video when they were at the Cubs game?
Girl, when they were shooting dice on the red carpet?
They're in love, and I'm in love with them.
But in the show, I do see that. I mean, he was having a panic attack and then thought of her and calmed down. Thought of as a white girl, I don't even know her name, triggered the panic attack.
Yeah.
He like started thinking about like, oh God, like Mr. Krabs meme, like. And then he thought of Sid and calmed down, and then they were under the table together. Yeah. I was like.
Yeah, no, I didn't like it. And like she's also too involved with his past, I think, for it to ever actually like work, Like
she's clearly triggered by her.
Yeah. I don't know. I agree. I don't know if it's the actress. I don't know if it's her character. I think it's a little bit of both. She is annoying.
She's annoying. Yes, she gives pick me vibe. I don't know if she is like that in real life. She's probably like so cool. Like whatever. But I don't know her outside of this role. So I'm like
role.
Like cranky.
Yeah, she's different.
Got it.
So anyway, good show though.
Yeah.
My favorite part about the show is that I consistently think they're gonna chop all their fingers off, and they almost never do.
My favorite part of the show is Richie.
Oh, that is my actual favorite part of the show. His little like, honestly, everyone's like
trajectory,
just upward trajectory, just every single part of it's heartwarming. Every part of it.
I know, and even like I like that my like. Not my least favorite because it's clearly that one girl, his past girlfriend. But my second least favorite is Karmi. Like
okay, I was gonna say that.
Everyone else is more important to me. Like the fact that Richie like went to like and then he met the sous chef.
Yeah.
And like and then they sent what's his name?
I can't remember.
Lionel?
I don't think so.
They sent him to like Norway or Switzerland or something. I love that. But I also feel like the show, sorry y'all if you don't watch The Bear, but I feel like the show is a love letter to Chicago.
Yeah.
So much of it is like, granted, of course I can see the flaws where I'm like, I'm like, Winnetka is not that close to downtown. Like when they went up to see the mom.
Marcus is his name.
Marcus.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's
like
watching.
The actor's name is Lionel or something.
It's L-Boy.
But what is that?
L-Boy. Real name. Lionel.
You're right. Okay.
Lionel Bryce.
Okay. He's best friends with Tyler, the Creator, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is.
But yeah, so I just feel like the show is such a love letter to Chicago, especially like with the scenes and everything. Mm-hmm. And then also that song came out, and when I'm back in Chicago, I feel it. Girl, I literally I am so privileged to be like down there and like while it's like everybody's really feeling it. It's like a cool. Although Summer in the City.
A quick clarification: the actor from Stranger Things is the artist for that song, and he's from Naperville.
Yeah, he was when I'm back in Chicago. I bet you do feel it. Literally at the Cubby Bear.
Oh my God, that's so funny. But no hate. I agree. I also feel that way about Chicago. And watching The Bear. It was like in Shameless though when they'd like be on the brown line and get off in like
the loop.
Yeah, they'd get off.
Well, I mean, it does go to the loop,
but they'd get off on the loop and then they'd be in their like neighborhood, and I was like, "You all know, I know that's not how it works."
Yeah, so it's like we love Chicago, but also the Chicagoans who watch it. I know y'all see them getting on the Green Line.
Yeah,
and then hopping off in like Uptown. Yeah. Like it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, 100%.
It's so inaccurate, but in that way. But otherwise, it's like.
But it's fun.
Yeah, it's got that vibe of like I mean, I love and that Richie has the accent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talking about the bears and stuff, like get a Polish sausage.
I fucking love it. So I'm excited. I gotta watch Hulu. Or I gotta download Hulu again.
And we're going to talk about some more media that were...
Oh, yeah. So this is just a bitching hour, which is a great, actually, segue.
Yeah, it is.
Good
You're
job,
welcome.
Bear. Okay, so for this episode, we both sat down and took the time to watch a scary movie. And we're going to complain about it and or hype it up. We're just going to share our general thoughts.
My general thoughts about the coffee I'm drinking is that it's pretty good, to be honest.
And like, what are we drinking? If you wanted to describe this coffee.
So I'm sure all of you have had it already because it's just a regular canned coffee from Trader Joe's. It's the canned vanilla cold brew. We do have ice in it because it wasn't as cold as I wanted it. It did come from the fridge though. And there is creamer in it because I'm a bitch. It's fine. It's honestly better than La Colombe.
So drinking it without cream, it was nothingness, and then it was straight bitterness to the heart. It was like the scene in Pulp Fiction where they shoot her in the heart with adrenaline. That's what Tamara looked like as she drank it.
It made my arms shoot up in the air. Taking a sip of it just like raw from the can. How are y'all? First of all, raise your hand if you're the ones drinking it just from the can, like casually. I know you're insane. It was like licking a battery. It like I felt my neurons like at the top of my brain.
Have you ever had, I don't know if we've ever drinking it on here. So never mind, I'll wait till the next time.
Drink what?
Nothing.
Okay.
Edit that out, Kelly.
So I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with it too. Honestly, as far as canned coffee, because we put creamer in everything. As far as canned coffee, I would say it's actually one of the better ones we've had on here.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I prefer over La Colombe.
Yeah, me too.
It's got a better mouth feel.
Yeah. I know, I feel that too. It does make you a little gassy though.
I keep burping.
Yeah. Me too.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like, yeah, I've noticed your gas.
You're like, okay, well, we will fight about this off camera, off pod.
Off camera means off pod.
Okay, so we watched Talk to Me.
I know all of you have seen it already.
You had to. I'm surprised that neither of us had actually.
It didn't appeal to me.
Did you hear that?
I heard it from here with my headphones on.
That when gas gets stuck in your throat, does that happen to you?
Yeah, it does.
I hate that because it's not like a burp where you can control it. It's literally everyone in
tiny bubble.
And it feels like it's amplified. It's like my throat's a cave system and someone's screaming for help.
A little tiny elf is screaming. It does. Sometimes it comes out as a tiny, tiny little burp, and Mateo says I sound like a baby goat. I'm like,
okay, so I'm gonna read the
synopsis.
Yes, the synopsis. When a group of friends discover how to conjure spirits with an embalmed hand, they become hooked on the new thrill and high-stakes party game until one of them goes too far and unleashes terrifying supernatural forces. 2022, Australian.
Who produced it?
Let's see.
Is it A24?
Let's see. I don't think so.
We didn't have A24
vibes. Directors, writers,
production company.
Why won't it say? Let's see. Let me Google that. Talk to Me production.
Like lovers do.
Literally every time I saw it, I was like, talk to me.
Oh my God. Literally every time it came up, it came up in the title card, and I was like lovers do. I got Mariela singing it. I was like, I can't even think about it without singing that damn song.
So the production company is Causeway Films, Bankside Films, and Talk to Me Holdings.
So clearly this was their first movie, which makes sense to me because, okay, we'll get into it. The way that we took notes separately and didn't talk about how we were going to take notes was as we were watching the movie, we wrote down our train of thought.
Yeah.
So what's the first thing you wrote down?
Oh my god. Hold on.
Okay.
I was like,
where the fuck are they?
Literally. I was like, it did not save. Okay. I wrote, opening scene was wild when he stabs himself.
Okay.
I jumped.
Okay, so I wrote, where is Duckett? First of all, and the name Duckett? 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 I was like, I couldn't get back. I was like, what the fuck? Is that his last name? And then I wrote that in parentheses, like, oh, house party. Australia. Okay. Didn't know. I had no idea. And then I wrote, long hair for everyone.
Yeah.
Every single boy in that scene had like shoulder length hair.
Yeah. They
like,
all looked the same.
They're trying to drive home this is Australia.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I said, are the kids into Sonny Johnson? That's the name of Duckett in real life.
Gotcha.
I wonder if the girls are living for Duckett because he's got that sad, scary, unwashed boy look.
Yeah.
Timothée Chalamet variety.
Yeah.
So let me know, y'all. Are you searching up pictures of Sonny?
Of Duckett.
And then I said, oh, heavy-handed with the social media commentary. Because why did they know, like when he burst into the room, why did they already know to have their phones out? They walk out and everybody's already recording.
Right.
There's no way you guys heard that in that house.
So yeah, is that something that's like happening now where people like just consistent? Because that's in a lot of movies about like the younger high school age people.
I have something to say about that. Yeah. I think we're gonna have to wait more towards the end. But I will say, as someone who works literally with teenagers, that's so unrealistic. The fact that everyone already had their phone cameras with flash waiting for them to walk out, and the music was blasting. Right. So these two brothers are in this house, and it is implied that they're brothers. Like, you don't think, he never goes, where's my brother Duckett? Yeah. But he's screaming, where's Duckett the whole time? And then he, like, bursts into this room where apparently Duckett's at, because this guy was like, if he doesn't come out, I'm gonna, whatever. Bursts into the room. Duckett's all cut up and fucked up and looks like he's been possessed. Walks out with brother, whose name might be, like, Paget. Who knows? And they're in the kitchen. Everybody's already recording, flash on. There's like at least 50 people recording this at a house party. And then he whips out a knife from somewhere. Does he grab it from the counter?
I'm assuming.
Stabs brother.
And then legit stabs himself in the face. And I wasn't expecting that.
Me neither.
They got me on that one.
I was like, oh shit. But it kind of sets and they successfully set the tone for the rest of the movie.
They did. And I'm thinking right now about the like phone thing. And I think just because of like people's version of like younger kids, like I think it's a really easy way for them to be like, so people know about it. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, you think kids are always on their phones, so if we do this, then like everyone's gonna have heard about Duckett stabbing himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I wrote gagged. After he stabbed himself in the face, I wrote gagged.
I was like I will say I wasn't paying the attention I should have been. I was like getting comfy. I was like talking to Bo. I had some popcorn. And like I literally was like, ah!
oh my God.
Yeah.
And then
shit.
It goes to Riley. Now we get to meet Riley, and I don't know the other little boy's name.
Yeah.
James?
I don't know.
I think his name was James.
I don't know.
The little guy with the mullet?
Yeah.
Who's a little asshole. He's basically Riley, and then we don't even know who he is in relation to anybody yet. And they're sitting on the ground talking like about a cigarette, like, oh, you should smoke the cigarette. Oh, I'm not gonna smoke the cigarette, whatever.
I liked that.
The kid, Riley mentions that the kid on Mullet Boy's phone looks elvish.
Yeah.
And that was supposed to be our indicator that he was gay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just like that he was nerdy.
Yeah, I feel like it was giving like, oh, he's a little...
Well, and then I feel like the kid was making fun of him for being like gay, or like called him gay because of that. So.
Yeah. And then when Riley gets picked up by, we meet the character Mia.
She's the main character.
Mia pulls up in front of the both of them. She's driving the car on the opposite side because it's Australia. And Riley gets in the car, and it's very clear that she's familiar with Riley. And they start singing chandelier, and I said Elvish was the clue he was gay. Chandelier was the confirmation if it wasn't obvious.
Oh my god, I loved when they were singing. I was like, this is great.
It's realistic.
I love them. I love this.
So then, they're in the car and they come across this. This is a critical scene, actually. This nasty animatronic kangaroo. It's like screaming in the road. And the little boy's like, oh, you have to put it out of its misery. He wants her to drive over the fucking head of a kangaroo.
I know. So literally my note is they're going to run over a kangaroo on their own? Question mark, question mark, question mark. What psycho sees roadkill and says, let me put it out of its misery?
And that's the thing. Like, she clearly, and he was so insensitive to her.
Yeah.
Like, he knew that she just suffered loss.
Yeah.
And so he was like,
kill it.
Kill it.
You have to kill it.
You have to kill it.
I also
You kill it.
I didn't know that. I didn't know what kangaroos sounded like until that moment, and I honestly don't think I ever thought about that they made noises.
Yeah, and so the thing is out there is like, I was like, because at first I was like, why are they treating it like it's like this so tragic? Because down there, kangaroos are like deer. Like if you see a dead deer on the side of the road in Illinois, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
And then you move on because there's countless deer. There's countless kangaroos.
Yeah.
But I guess because it was like moaning and groaning.
Yeah, and it was like in the middle of the road. It's like
I supported her.
I would have too. Like that was such
I'm not killing that.
I've never once saw any roadkill and questioned if it was like I've never gotten out of the car. I've never like been like, oh, it might be alive. It's like someone hit it and that really sucks. But what am I gonna do? Because I'm not gonna kill it.
I mean, it's not like it's a normal. It's not like it's like a squirrel. Okay,
right.
If you see like a little squirrel, I would be more inclined to put it out of its misery because it's just a squirrel. That's a big ass fucking like kangaroo or wallaby, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to run over. You're gonna feel the thunk on your car. Its blood and guts are gonna be in your tire.
It feels like honestly way more like I don't know, just like gross that you would want to do that. You know, like I guess I understand like I understand the idea of like putting it out of its misery, but like I don't know. That to even have that thought go through your head other than like, oh man, that's really sad. It's like I should run over it. Like the kids already.
I will say at this point, I already start to dislike Mia.
Do you?
Yeah,
Is it her haircut?
Is it like the wig that they put on her?
It was horrible.
The horrible, horrible wig. No, but the wig was not my issue so much as it was just like the way she. I don't know if this is her first film. I feel like everyone's acting was kind of ass.
Yeah, I mean it definitely.
And we'll touch on to that more.
Yeah.
I said he's annoying because he was trying to pressure her.
That sounds me. So I will also say, like, there was not like a good character in this film.
I write that at some point. I'm like, I hate everybody.
Yeah. So then, like, when she's talking to her friend, who I thought that was her little brother, because they don't give you the story right away.
She puts her shoes on the bed.
She does. I did notice.
I wrote that down. We just talked about that in the last episode.
Yeah, I would have hated her too. But
I was like, shoes on the bed, not realistic.
But her friend's like doesn't like her. Like clearly doesn't like her. Her friend.
Well, her friend is like Jade.
Yeah.
Is like wrapped up in this new boyfriend. She's like already on the phone ignoring her. The ringtone is the Crazy Frog fucking. Oh my god, that sucked. I was like, this is so annoying. Did you notice that every doorknob in their house was chest height?
No,
yeah,
I didn't. Oh wait, I did. When the kid, I didn't notice it until the kid was like scared. But I was like, why is he all of a sudden 2 feet tall?
No, they go to open. My throat shut for a second. I was like, I can't breathe. Talk to me.
Oh, like lovers do.
No, but I noticed it right away whenever she like goes to like close what's her name? Mia out of the room so she can like talk on the She tells her boyfriend, Jade tells her boyfriend, Riley's sister Jade.
Yeah.
Tells her boyfriend, "Oh, I'm going to call you back in like in a little bit." And then he calls her immediately again.
Listen, I don't know. I didn't like any of them, and they're all for different reasons.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't like Jade because she's shitty to Mia, and I'm like, I don't like Mia because like, why is she all over this family?
And she's so annoying.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't like the boyfriend
he
because
won't leave her alone. And then so she like goes to push Mia out of the room, and the doorknob is like nipple height. I remember being like, "What the fuck is with the doorknobs?" I don't remember that.
Imagine carrying something and have to open the door, and you're like, can't just put it on your arm, you'll drop it.
Yeah, no, literally, all of them, even the front door, the doorknobs were like chest height.
That's so funny.
I did make a point to write that down.
That's amazing.
Oh,
what was that?
I don't know. And then it's the dead mom trope. We find out Dia.
What was that?
Mia's got a dead mom.
They
surprise,
always
surprise.
do.
And then who walks in the room but Eowyn from Lord of the Rings? And that's why they made the Elvish joke. They had to make a little something.
Yeah.
You know? She's Australian.
They all are.
No, but she's Australian.
Got you. I wrote, because at this point I was not aware of anyone's rudeness but this friend, so I said, get a clue, this bitch rude as fuck. Jade. Because Mia's like, talk to me. Talk to me
like lovers do.
That is, honestly, she was lying on that bed serenading Jade with that song, and Jade was like, I have a boyfriend that used to be yours. The drama.
Oh my god. And
scandal.
Oh my god. That was another storyline I didn't need.
Why was he 5 years old? Why are they fighting over this baby-faced bitch?
They were acting like he was extremely sexy. I was waiting till I'm like, oh, I'm gonna like him.
Yeah, I can't wait to see this guy.
The most generic looking white man you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
Pick any man in your local Mariano's. That's him.
Yeah, but not man, boy.
Boy. Yeah, like a little 16-year-old boy.
Yeah, like he can't like ring you up for alcohol. He can only push the carts.
Well, maybe down there. Need to be 18, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're introduced to Haley, the they them of the episode.
Yeah.
Our non-binary friend.
They go to a party, and this is where they actually like touch that petrified hand, and they're like the ringleader. I like that there's they them there in media.
Yeah, I like that we're having representation. When I watched it with Mathian, we were like, oh, there they go. I wrote, Haley sucks. I got the major ick from Haley.
I wrote, why are all these children, and I do mean children, here at this party? What happened to 30-olds playing high school students? Because honestly, I miss it.
I don't like the way that they did this party. Okay. First of all, there's Australian rap playing in the background.
It also feels
shout out to Melbourne. Shout out to Brizzy. Like, ew.
It also felt like they were in some sort of like mechanic shop, but also
someone's
basement.
No one's basement looks like that. No one's basement looks like that. And I don't even know if they have basements in Australia.
I don't know.
I'm like pretty sure it's like not a thing, really.
They're already down under.
I wrote, I don't know what part this happened. Oh, it's for the
so good.
It's the hand part.
How dare you not laugh at that? That was an incredible joke. Okay, the hand part.
I wrote the chanting. Question mark. They start chanting. And I said, they underlined are getting their ass beat.
Oh.
Because they're fucking over here being like, just do it. Do it. Hold the hands. Let me in. Like, they're screaming. I literally would be like, I'm molly-whopping your ass right now. He, him, they, them, everybody getting their ass beat. I'm serious.
That's incredible.
I said, I'm not into this.
I said, I'm not into this. I said, would you go to this party? I wouldn't.
I said, I think I meant the movie. At this point, I'm like, I don't know if I fuck with this. Like, at this point, I can already tell. I'm like, I don't know if this is for me. It wasn't made for me. It wasn't. It was made for the youths.
But that's the thing is, I don't know why when I was watching scary movies in, like, actual college, like, it was, like, Brad Pitt playing the high schooler, and he's, like, 80 when I'm in college. So why are they now recruiting, like, actual high schoolers to play high school students?
Because that's what the kids want. the high schoolers who they're trying to appeal to do want to see high schoolers in high school.
Well, I don't.
They're not
I
making it
have
for you.
indispensable income. They don't.
And they're appealing to them, though.
But they don't have the money for it.
Talk to A24. Talk to...
I can't talk. They're... I
Talk
don't know.
to
They're...
me like lovers do.
But for real, let's talk about your casting situation because I'm unhappy.
I wrote makeup to bed.
Jade
went to bed with a full face of makeup on. And she was like, you can't come sleep in here.
Oh, yeah.
And then I said, are we supposed to like Mia?
I wrote a lot of stuff in between all that.
No, go ahead.
I wrote... Oh, no, I didn't. So it is important to note that, like, Mia said that it felt incredible to be, like, possessed by the ghost. So what they do is they hold this hand and they say... What do they say?
I let you in.
Well, first they say...
Talk to me.
Yeah. I thought you were going to sing it. There you go. Talk to me like lovers do.
I wish.
So then there's like a gross thing in front of them. It's a ghost always. And then they say, I let you in. And they're basically like allowing this person or this thing to possess them. And Haley has decided that 90 seconds is the amount of time allotted for each person before it gets too freaky.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
And like it's important to note that whoever entered Mia the first time was in there a couple seconds over 90 seconds.
So Mia whenever they're like, okay, who's next? Mia shoots her hand up. It's like, I want to do it.
Yeah,
and
what's
she has
wrong
this
with
like,
her?
I literally wrote, are we supposed to like Mia?
I didn't like her.
The whole movie, I was like, I can't wait for this bitch to die. Like,
yeah.
She's clearly the main character.
Right.
That sucked. And she's the one with the dead mom. We remember.
Yeah.
And so she is strapped into the chair. After she's getting I literally was like, the minute they pull out the belt to strap me in the chair, I'm like, I'm calling the police.
The minute they pull out a petrified hand, I'm like, we've got a really funny thing to show you.
Mia loves it.
She loves it. She was like, that was the best 93 seconds of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this little boy is invited everywhere they go.
Right. From Mia.
Yeah, that's fair. Which if I were Jade, I'd be like, get the fuck out of my family, bro. Like, you still have a dad. You're not an orphan.
You need therapy, probably.
Right.
This is not. You can't just rely on being around only us, even though, like, clearly we grew up together. We're family.
Like, we're friends, but also, like, go home.
Seek help. No one is doing what's best for Mia, and what's best for Mia, she needed to be checked into a facility. You're telling me you didn't look at those extra wide set eyes, which, by the way, if my eyes were that wide set, I would literally be famous. You're telling me you didn't look at her and go, she hasn't brushed her hair in a long time. She hasn't brushed her
wig since they've glued it on.
If I'm the actress, especially if I'm like her and I'm a black actress in this extremely white industry, and you gave me that fucking shitty ass, weird ass steel wool wig, I'm suing. They gave her frosted tips.
They were like, she needs to look like she has already had a mental breakdown and she's recovering, which also is like a brief part of the storyline. They just mentioned that she like has abused drugs before. We don't know what.
About that?
We don't know what. We don't know who.
But it was kind of mentioned that she has smoked a weed. And they're like, I know you've done things.
So they go back to another party.
They're desperate to do it again.
Yeah. Because that's the thing. It's you like see here the way they film it, it's like they're doing cocaine. Like that's what it's supposed to be. Is that they're doing drugs and they're addicted to like the high you get from being possessed.
Right, because Mia did say it feels good, and I think it has to be true because why do they keep doing it?
Yeah.
And so then the boyfriend of Jade is desperate to do it. So they like bargain with Haley, and Haley's like, "Fine, okay, we could do it."
Yeah, it's like a montage scene of all of them like doing it over and over and over again. They're all having a really good time. They're laughing. It's literally like they're doing drugs and they're high. And, like, my thought process, it's like, okay, that's a cool take on what they're trying to do, I guess. But, like, this is literally them being possessed. How is no one freaked out?
So
that doesn't make sense to me.
I wrote that literally because it also doesn't make sense to me. I was like, I literally wrote, legit, everyone sucks ass. Like, everyone, not only is just, like, a shitty teenager, but, like, they're, like, shitty people. Like, this is, I don't think we're supposed to like anyone. I don't think that the producers want us to like anybody.
I said before that, I was like, this is a movie where, like, no one is afraid of ghosts, but they all believe in ghosts. And
unrealistic.
Yeah.
I wrote, Mia is the true villain. Because when Riley speaks up and says, I want to do it, Jade is like, hell no, what the fuck? She has, in my opinion, the correct reaction.
Yeah.
I'm the adult in this 2-person situation. I'm not letting you do this. The thing
and
is,
I didn't see Jade do it, did we?
No, Jade doesn't do it.
Yeah.
She's like, no, you can't. I don't want you to do it. You're not going to do it. You're already scared to fucking see people doing it. Why the fuck would I let you do this? And Mia pipes up, of all people, and goes, oh, it's like, he doesn't have to do it for 90 seconds. Like, everyone's, and then Haley is fucking like, sorry, your sisters are boring.
Yeah.
Like, everyone is peer pressuring her to let her little brother go do this.
Yeah.
And then she honestly does the wrong thing and she leaves the room.
Yeah, I would have grabbed his ass and been like, so they're at their house, which makes it more complicated, but I would have been like,
I'm calling police, everyone
leaving.
Can leave.
Yeah.
The fucking party's over.
Yeah, I would have kicked everyone out and I've been like, and Mia, you can go home.
Everyone in this movie is afraid to be a cunt, and I'm not. I will ruin the vibes. I don't give a shit. Like, this is my fucking house. We're messing with some, like, this embalmed demon hand, whatever it is.
Already unrealistic, because that's not coming in my house.
Literally.
I was not in the garage party. I left. I'm not having you come over.
Right.
Yeah. So.
And then
her little brother. So she leaves, and then Mia's like, the little brother's like, Mia, can I? And she's like, yeah, for like 50 seconds. And of course, I knew as they strapped that bitch in, I was like, obviously the demon is going to pretend to be her mom.
Literally. I was like, clearly. And then, okay, so the demon that comes through Riley is someone who's at least, I mean, it's obvious that they're pretending to be Mia's mom.
Yeah.
But Mia is at this point so desperate to get answers about her dead mother that she holds Riley's hand onto the plaster hand. Haley goes, okay, that's enough. It's been 50 seconds. And Mia whips her little bug eyes around and goes, please, it's my mom. Please, no, give me some more time. Please, please, please. And again, everyone's afraid to be a cunt, because what would I have done? I would have stood up, backhanded Mia. Yeah. Ripped the hand out of Riley's hand and said, it's been 50 seconds.
Yeah.
And blown out that little fucking candle.
Yeah. It's like not hard. I don't give a shit. Yeah, your mom's dead. She's not here.
You fucking beg her to talk to you whenever you have your hand on here. Don't be so... And then, so the demon that's pretending to be Mia's mom is, like, saying all the right things. I'm like, I would have never left you. It was an accident. You know, whatever. I was like, this is suspicious.
Right. And she explained that her mom, like, took sleeping pills and then, like, had, like, door chunks under her nails. And, like, immediately I was like, that happens a lot. Like, people make a decision and then, like, they get scared and want it to not happen. And unfortunately, like, I think the door was locked, so the dad couldn't get in. So, like, she did end up dying. And so Mia is like, oh, well, so obviously she didn't actually, like, try and kill herself. Something happened. So and that's on the dad. He should have been real upfront right away. Because I'm sorry, everybody. Kids can handle the truth if you're willing to walk them through emotions.
She's also not a child.
I know. But I think, was she a child when she died? No, she wasn't.
No, she wasn't.
She's in high school. So, yeah, like, to lie to her, like, for her to believe that is wild.
I know. It's because you're in denial.
Yeah.
And so then what happens? Riley's in the body the demon is in the body too long. They aren't able to, it has now taken control of Riley. And Riley is slamming his head on the table. Fucking trying to pop his eyes.
Ugh,
slamming his head on the sides of things. He's sliding around the room while he's tied to the chair.
Yeah.
Everyone's freaking the fuck out. And now everybody's fucking traumatized.
Yeah.
And so then they had to call the police. There's simply no way, if you were in America, that the police would just be like, okay.
Yeah, no.
He had a mental break, like you guys are saying. Yeah. This man was obviously jumped.
Right.
Mia's upstairs washing her hand imagery. Talk to me. And the blood is coming off, and there's an officer up there like, we need to talk right now. And it's like, okay, clearly she killed it. Like, not killed him because Riley's not dead. But so then the everybody's shooken up like really bad because it was so graphic. Like, this is clearly one of like the climactic scenes. And Jade is with mom in the hospital with Riley. What are your...
What do you mean? I have a lot of thoughts for the hospital.
I was just saying that because right after that, I feel like Mia was so inappropriate saying that he could stay with her.
Oh, yeah.
Mia tells Daniel, Jade's boyfriend, that he can come sleep with her at her house or something.
That's when I was like, this girl sucks. Now she's trying to get with the boyfriend. She stole the hand. Like, she's literally the worst human ever. I hope she dies.
She says, it's not illegal. Like, we're just friends.
So then the boyfriend goes home with her and they like sleep.
I wrote, I don't care if Mia dies at all.
Seriously.
They go to sleep and there's a dream sequence. And to be honest, the dream sequence was pretty good.
Yeah, it was spooky.
Yeah, I liked it. It shows about how like
the mom died and stuff. And then a ghost is in the corner of the room.
I said, okay, actually scary.
Yeah.
It was scary. I was like, wait a minute. This is spooky.
Because she had seen like a couple ghosts by now. And you're like, oh, okay. So she
clearly has tainted.
Yeah. And so yeah, a ghost is in the corner of the room and then crawls up and starts like sucking on the boyfriend's toes. She's screaming for him to wake up, and he does wake up, and it's her sucking his toes. So then you're
violently sucking the toes.
Yeah, like she looked scary.
The creature that was inside Mia was, I said, nasty wet lady trope.
Yeah.
Nasty old decrepit. Like necrotized. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. I was like, why?
Is she a nasty old wet lady? Well, we don't know because there's so many things in the hand.
Yeah. So he's like, oh, that's weird. I gotta bounce. Don't love that. And she like, so now you know she's possessed.
She reveals she has the hand, actually. Yeah. She took it with her. I said, give it a rest, is what I said. And then it says, and still played with the hand after all that? Could never be me.
Well, and she's doing it on her own, which like the first time she was in the body, like whatever demon got her, like held onto the hand. They had to rip it from her. So like, how are you playing with this alone now? And then of course she like asks her mom to come, and like so the demon now presents it in the form of her scary ass looking mom.
And the mom is like, Riley needs help.
Yeah. So the demon's got her, and like at this point, I don't know, it's just stupid, and it is unrealistic because I don't know anyone fucking around with like ghost shit. I'm sorry. I have a dead parent. Not once was I ever like, let me talk to a Ouija board to talk to him. And not once.
I'm not kidding. If you, and I love you down, if you ever were like, I really want to contact my dad, I'd be like, I will forward you the most credible psychics because I'm not going to be there with you to do it.
No, I would never. And it's like, come on, girl. Literally, I say, that ain't your mama, girl. Stop being an idiot.
Literally, the whole time I was like, no, there's no way she actually thinks this is her mom. Because your mom wouldn't present as this fucking nasty, wet, necrotized demon lady.
Yeah, and so then she goes to sleep holding the hand, and the demon cuddles her all night long.
And I wrote, why do we think the hand is the cure to anything?
Yeah, why do we think that?
She goes, I know what I need to do now.
Yeah. What the fuck do you need? I don't know what you need to do. Nothing has become clear, girl. You're crazy.
So then we finally get to have like a real interaction with her dad, and I wrote, he's American?
Yeah, seriously.
The whole time. I was like, I felt like he was speaking with an Australian accent.
Yeah. It was because all he said was like, Riley.
Yeah, you're right.
No, what's her name? Mia.
Yeah. And so I literally wrote, oh, but he's American. And then I wrote, I still hate Mia.
Me too. So he explains that the mom actually did like kill herself, and she left a suicide note. And Mia's like, no, that can't be true because I talked to her dad, obviously, and she told me it was an accident. And it's like, girl.
I'm going to touch your hand when I say this.
That, my dear love, is the devil.
And I'm going to actually throw the hand into the ocean.
And I'm
like
actually
going to
ask a couple follow-up questions of like, what do you mean, this petrified hand?
She never talks about it for real.
No, she doesn't. And so then a big scene happens with her and her dad where like the demons are making her believe that he's trying to, like, bust down the door and, like, that he comes in and starts attacking her.
Yeah.
And
the demons are presenting as her dad.
Yeah, no, they're doing a really good job. And, like, the demon even says, like, that's not your dad. The demons, like, are trying to get you. So they're not even, like, saying, like, your dad's a bad guy. They're like, that's the demons. You have to kill him.
Because the way that it works, that the demon mom explains, is that once the demon is, like, within you, after you talk to the hand, the demon is going to try to kill you because then it stays, you're part of that world now, and you're not part of this world anymore.
Yeah. Which, wild for the demon to, like, give her so much info.
No, but the way that she was, like, strategic. Like, the way that she said it, she was like, so actually, you need to just put him out of his misery, like the kangaroo.
She did a good, she did a good job of telling her exactly, it's like the classic, like, the best way to lie is to tell the truth.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she did. She was just like, this is everything that's happening. And, like, but you're also not dumb enough to realize, like, I'm doing this to you. You know what I mean?
Right. Like, why are you trusting the demon from the hand to tell you about, you know what I mean? So then the demon dad is trying to break down Mia's door, and Mia is screaming, writhing around, screaming for her dad. Her dad hears her screaming, writhing around. Mia does so much screaming in this movie. There's so much screaming happening from Mia. Runs up the steps, bursts in the room, the real dad.
Yeah.
And Mia stabs him in the neck with scissors.
And then she's like, good. Now that I did that, I can go to the hospital and kill Riley.
Because that's clearly what I need to do. Obviously. And I said, are you joking? At this point, I didn't know. But I was like, he did not have to die. This is egregious. Literally stabbed him in the neck, like, with some Fisker scissors. Ugh.
I literally said, why are people willing to believe a creepy-ass ghost instead of their father?
She was mentally ill.
Mm-hmm. And then I said, you think your mom would stay looking nasty like that?
That's how I felt, too. I was like, clearly, if this was a good thing, your mom wouldn't look like that.
Like, I cannot describe to you enough that this woman looked more like a demon than most demon-like characters in a movie.
Demon, she was a swamp monster. It was not giving, like, I should trust this lady.
No, it didn't even look like her mom. Like, it legitimately looked like a demon. Or a swamp monster.
Yeah.
So
now Mia has a strategy now. Calls Jade, who's at the hospital, and said, I know what I have to do. And Jade's like, I actually think he's, like, getting better. Like, because Riley's not dead. Spoiler. Every time he opens his eyes, he tries to kill himself, and he starts screaming and, like, cracks his head open and bleeds everywhere and licks up the blood.
And that was pretty gross.
Yeah, it was disgusting. And Mia's like, no, he's suffering. I've seen him. Like, I know what I have to do. Mm-hmm. You have to come over to my house. And Jade's like, oh my God. Okay, fine, whatever. Gets in the car, starts heading to Mia's house. Mia is in the parking lot.
Got him.
Mia's in the parking lot of the hospital, walks into the hospital. And at this point, I'm like, she's dead ass about to go walk in there and try to kill this little boy.
Seriously.
What happens after that?
The demons start tricking her again. So she's like, I'm obviously going to take this kid out of the hospital, which I feel like someone would have noticed.
I feel like someone would have noticed whenever she tries to muster up the courage to stab him, screams as loud as possible, a guttural scream. I was like, no nurse heard her.
What is the security in Australian
hospitals? None, I guess. It's a free-for-all, lawless land. And she can't do it, puts the scissors back because it is just Riley. It's not Demon Riley anymore.
For sure. And the scissors are clearly her weapon of choice.
Yeah. The same scissors she stabbed her dad with.
Yeah.
And so then the mom finds out that Mia's actually at the hospital, and she said that she was going to be at her house. Clearly, there's some, like, weird shit going on. Jade calls and goes, she's dangerous. She has, like, put two and two together because she went to Mia's house. And who's at Mia's house?
Her dead dad.
Her dead, bleeding out father. So she calls her mom. She's like...
Also, I hope she called someone because, like, he could have potentially lived.
She's the one who called 911 whenever Riley, like, slammed his head around the first time. And now Eowyn is running up and down the halls of the hospital. Like, where is he? Where is he? He's not in his bed. Yeah. Jade swings around the corner from the parking lot, runs out, and sees off in the fucking distance Mia pushing Riley in a wheelchair up this, like, highway ramp.
So Mia's, like, literally it's like a hill, and she's going to let go and, like, just let him roll into highway traffic.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Jade's fucking
she's
sprinting.
She is. So the very last scene is you just like, well, not the very last scene, but you see her like gripping the thing. You think she's gonna, push him in, and it's actually her body that like gets hit. Like you see the car driving and something hits it, and then it's her lying in the road.
I wrote splat.
I wrote, honestly, killing herself is probably her best case scenario.
She didn't.
Because you're looking at a lifetime in prison with those demons in your head.
So
that's what I was going to ask.
No,
she got pushed?
I think so.
I hope so.
The force in which she landed in the road implied to me that Jade pushed her to like save Riley.
Yeah, and her sister Jade was right there, like holding on to Riley. So I feel like she pushed her too. And like honestly,
good for her.
That makes me feel so good for her.
Me too.
She deserved that.
So like when Mia's contemplating, because again she somehow is contemplating chucking Riley, because she has a little bit of humanity within her still. She's contemplating chucking Riley into the highway. Her dead demon mom is behind her, allegedly, her dead demon mom, stroking her face with her nasty fingernail and like whispering in her ear. I wrote, if my alive mom was stroking my face and whispering, I'd be pissed. Like,
I know.
This is not.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm not gonna be like my mom. I'm gonna be like, I'm overstimulated.
Yeah.
I can't.
No, it really bothers me because, like, you're a fucking idiot. You know what I mean?
No, the whole time I didn't like her. And so then that's why I wrote just splat.
Just splat. I wrote, it seems like a lot of effort on these demons, on this, like, demon's part to kill this kid.
Yeah, they must be bored. Clearly splat on the road.
Yeah, I liked the last scene.
Me too.
So it's her walking around the hospital, and then all the lights start going off. She's following her dad around. She sees him. It gets really dark, and then you hear the, like, strike of a match, and she's following this light, and it's a candle, and it's someone's hand, and she grabs it, and then she can see, like, the person, and they're at a party, and the guy, they're speaking a different language. Greek. Okay.
Yeah.
But he says, like, I let you in, and then it ends.
Yeah. So clearly she's inside the hand now. The demon got a life that it wanted.
Yeah.
And then I just wrote, okay.
The movie gave off a vibe that it was like someone had like a really cool idea in their film school.
Yes, you literally nailed it. I literally felt like that. I felt like the concept is so cool. There was so much potential, and I wish it was produced by A24 because they got a bigger budget. But it was a pretty original idea.
Yeah.
It's not an original idea to think like, oh, I touch this thing and I go somewhere else. But it like the concept of it was really original. But I do feel like, okay, so what's your opinion on the fact that all you have to do to leave it is let go and blow out the candle?
Well, and you can't go. I want to know, like, who found out that it was 90 seconds? Like, why not 91 seconds?
Right.
Like, who was the process of, like, figuring out what the exact second range was that you could do it for?
There's not enough protocol for me.
There's not enough like, I wouldn't trust it to do 10 seconds. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't touch it.
I wouldn't be in the room
with it.
It's a very much a Ouija board situation.
It literally, it's
literally a Ouija board.
It's a Ouija board, but if a Ouija board was a hand instead.
Yeah, I feel like it was a cool concept. I feel like it had, in the drawing room, hoes were freaking. They were like, this is gonna make us money.
And it kind of did. Like,
and I'm glad for
me
that.
Me too. I know. I said all that to say though that I can see what they were doing.
Yeah.
I support what they did.
Yeah.
Is it for me? No. But there were some genuinely scary moments. Yeah. And there was jump scares.
Yeah.
Like the quick stabbing of the head.
Yeah, that actually did get me off guard.
Yeah. And there was like one other whenever he like slams his whenever he opens his eyes, he's like slamming his head in the shower. That's another scary moment. But otherwise it wasn't like 100% scary. My other issue
wasn't. They weren't scared enough of like talking to the dead.
It wasn't high stakes enough, I guess.
Yeah.
They made it very casual. I want to know your opinion on also how you get better from it. I feel like it was a last minute thought to be like, well, how is he going to get better? Because it was an excuse for them to not have to go on some sort of quest.
But I don't know. How do they get better?
So they say,
I didn't recognize.
They like briefly mention it in the movie that you have to just, this is what I'm saying. This is the one part I like couldn't get behind.
Yeah.
That all Riley had to do now is just like not use it and he'll eventually get better.
So I think it's a very clear, like, allegory for drug use, and, like, almost so much where I'm being beaten over the head with it. And, like, because like, the brother was explaining, the brother of Duckett, that was his
Paget?
name? No, Paget was the fake name.
Oh, Duckett.
Duckett, they, like, corner him at a bus stop because they obviously just know where he's headed off to. And they're like, hey, remember when your brother, like, got possessed because he was dipping into the hand game?
Like, very recently got possessed.
And, like, stabbed you and stabbed you. Remember when he stabbed you?
And his face, and everybody recorded it.
They're like, we're in that situation.
What's your advice?
We're moments away from an eye stab, is what I'm telling you.
In fact, he tried to just grab it. So, and so Duckett was like, actually, leave me alone.
So, like, it's very much like, obviously, Joss is a drug dealer. And
Yeah.
so, like, obviously, like.
You're right.
So, it's a little too heavy-handed and, like, you could have made it this without, like, spitting it into my throat, I think.
Yeah. No, that's how I feel about the social media commentary aspect of it.
Yeah.
Although, I was saying this to Mariela in the car. In my opinion, pretty seamlessly integrate the fact that everyone's going to have their phones on them.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a huge problem for horror movies nowadays, is like they have to be in the woods or the mountains or a cave so that they don't have signal. Or it has to be before cell phones were a thing so that, you know, we get rid of the cell phone problem.
Right.
I feel like they were able to incorporate it in a way where I believed it. Yeah. And I very rarely see a situation in which they pull out a cell phone and I'm not like, oh, here we go. Right. But I was like, oh, clearly this is part of it. And maybe that's why in the beginning they were so heavy-handed with everybody has their phone out. Yeah. So that, you know, at the end you're like, okay, this makes sense. Yeah. But like, it wasn't giving Gen Z to me. It was giving millennial.
I guess that party was pretty big. But, like, as far as, like, these hand cretins, like, posting Snapchats or whatever of, like, the girls getting possessed, and that's how, like, Mia knew about it. I feel like that's very accurate. Like, it would just have been a TikTok. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. So the situation in which, like, the reason they knew about it because they saw it on social media. Yeah. For sure. But the situation in which it went way too far and, like, Mia had her hand on top of Riley's hand and, like, the situation where they went past 90 seconds, to me, and my experience with the youths, that is unrealistic. They would have called it off. Like, because they're still not trying to get in trouble. I think millennials, we were more afraid of authority in the law than Gen Z is. Mm-hmm. And now it's like, I don't give a like, they're very much so, I don't give a fuck. Like, that kid's going to die. Yeah. Like, they have a much more, I would say they have more morality than we ever did. Yeah. Like, they're much more concerned about, like, you know, again, you know, it's Australian culture too. Like, I don't know if that was, Australians chime in, like, chat. Did you feel like it was accurate?
Totally understand what you're saying. And I agree. Like, yeah, like, Gen Z isn't afraid to do that. But the reason we didn't like these kids is because they were all shitty. So I think, like, it makes sense that this group of kids let it happen. It makes sense that Jade walked out and was like, no, we're not fucking doing this. And then, like, the only couple people left in there were, like, the shitty ones. And we were like, yeah, like, from the beginning, I was like, yeah, Mia's going to fuck everything up because she's garbage and selfish.
Right. When it's the, like, core 6 or 7 of them. Yeah. Yeah, I agree that they're not the cream of the crop. Yeah. But when it was more than the 6 or 7 of them, I was like, this is not realistic. Especially, I think that's why they had to have the second one be intimate when Riley gets possessed. Because if it had been a bigger group, they would have been like, what the fuck? Fuck you. Well, yeah. I don't give a shit about your dead mom.
Because they did, like, when she first did the thing and, like, it held on to her too long, like, the ghost, like, grabbed the hand.
Yeah, they were like, get it off her.
Yeah, they, like, went and ripped it, and the guy, like, fell back, and then Haley was like, no, we have to, like, stop it. And so, like, yeah, I think that was more accurate of what you're talking about. Yeah. But then when she was like, no. And I feel like it was weird that no one was like, no, fuck you and your mom.
Haley had so much balls to say whatever they wanted to whoever. And then, like,
she's like, it's my dead mom.
Smoked the cigarette in the house and put it out in the house.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, okay, I guess
they didn't say anything. They, like, just, like, looked around the room. I was like, Haley's fake. because they were just very confident a second ago, and
Yeah.
now it's like, okay, well, you know.
Right.
And I guess maybe it just circles back to everyone's too afraid to ruin the vibe.
Yeah.
Because I'll fucking sink this ship.
I'm known for ruining a vibe if it's the right thing to do.
Like, I will make everyone in here very aware of how I feel about it.
Yeah.
And I will change the energy in here.
I will, you're going to do something or say something wrong and fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
We're about to talk about it for a long time.
Yeah, you're going to feel how weird about you I feel.
Yeah. You're about to feel as uncomfortable as you made all of us a second ago, but for a lot longer.
And multiple instances. The next couple times I see you, you're going to hate me.
I'm really going to make an impression on your life right now.
You're not going to want to talk to me.
Like lovers do. So overall, I feel like the movie was bad. I did like the ending, though. I liked that it was like the talk to me thing. I will say, I don't know if it's that my like attention span wasn't great while I was watching it, or if they didn't explain it well. But I didn't realize that like everyone who was gonna die got like sucked into the hand. You know, like
no, that was the grand reveal at the end.
Oh,
it's like if you die from this, it's now you're in it. And I like that we were in a different country. It was like, oh, why is the hand here now?
Yeah,
and how much time has passed?
Yeah,
because that could have been 20 years in the future. You know, because she was just floating around in that little hospital in her mind.
Yeah,
which is like, that is arguably the saddest character in the movie is Max, the dad.
Yeah,
because he lost his wife and child, and probably some speaking ability.
Yeah, I hope he's alive.
He was alive when they found him gurgling blood.
Yeah, and I did like that they did that. I like that they didn't kill him off. I was like, good. You just
he probably just wants to die now.
Yeah, I mean, how do you get over that? Oh, this little scar. My daughter stabbed me in the neck
after she was having a schizophrenic episode because he doesn't know. He like, you know what I mean? You have to assume it's that.
So this is also my problem with movies like this. Like, how do they explain to the hospital?
They just said he had a breakdown. That's what Eowyn says that.
Oh, yeah?
She was like, you know, I thought it was drugs, but they didn't find any drugs in his system. He had a break. I just couldn't accept it. Like, a mental breakdown has never, in the history of mental breakdowns, caused a person to get jumped. I don't know. Like,
right, like smash your face into the mantle 20 times over.
There's no way you could, after the third time, you'd be unconscious. Clearly something is slamming your head into this thing.
100%. There should have been an investigation at least.
Right. I don't know how they do in Australia.
I don't either. Australians, how did you like talk to me? Did they represent you?
Yeah. What was your opinion and how was it received?
Yeah.
Do you like the actors? Do y'all know them?
Yeah, are they famous? Because they shouldn't be.
Right.
Right. So it's basically just drugs.
And
it took me a while to figure it out. It wasn't until the party where they were like, it looked like it's literally like they're shooting up or like that they're like, snorting. It looks like scenes where like they're snorting and then they like lift their heads and everyone's like, la! And it's like a montage of that as if it's a party scene in a movie.
Yeah.
And because in my head, I was like, how are these people enjoying this? How are these people not freaking out? How can I watch any movie with a Ouija board and the lights are off and it's very quiet? There is not a lot of laughter at all. People are very serious about it, and these people are fucking staring ghosts in the eyes and then are like, if you wanted to, you could.
And your eyes are going all black.
Yeah. And they're like,
fucked up.
That was such a good ride. And I can't imagine having a person who is like trapped in a hand inside of you for 90 seconds. Like, I have to assume that actually doesn't feel good. Like, you're feeling their pain, you're feeling whatever, or their whatever. But I guess they're tricking you.
No, but it's also drug use.
Yeah.
Like the warm and fuzzy feeling of drugs.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it in that way, but yeah, that makes sense. And I, on a scale, like on a grading scale, I'd give this like a C-.
Yeah. Like I said,
good effort.
As a short story and or pitch idea, I think A+. I think they really had something. You can see that they really had something. And I just think like whatever, budget or just like sometimes like an idea is incredible or a short story is incredible. Trying to make something like longer is hard.
It was only an hour and a half.
It felt really long.
I feel like it could have been a 45-minute thing.
Yeah.
And furthermore, if they had just like $1 million,
Yeah.
one single million, we would have preferred it.
Yeah.
But they didn't. So what are some like other C- movies you guys have seen that you would be like, yeah, it was pretty good for what they did?
Yeah.
Because I'm like struggling to think of something.
Yeah. Also, if you like us reviewing movies, let us know.
I'll review a fuck ton of movies.
We've seen a lot, and I'll watch many more.
The next movie I want us to watch though is Longlegs.
Me too. We're gonna go watch it in the theater. We're both gonna have our little notebooks out. Like the fuck.
Oh god, that's gonna be hard.
Yeah, I'm excited though. So write in what your thoughts are of the movie, or if any other movies come to mind. Write in at ghoulbeanspodcast@gmail.com.
And leave us a little review. Anywhere you can rate us, just rate us.
Yeah. Thanks for joining.
And spilling
The Ghoul
Beans.
And the plot to talk to me.
Like lovers do. You set me up. You knew I was going to do it.